This is our essential oils and emotions class. And I'm so glad you're here. And we're going to have a discussion a little bit about essential oils, the brain, the central nervous system, and how that can affect our health in a lot of ways. And it's fascinating how aroma in our brain can help with an emotional response. So sometimes when we inhale an aromatic compound from an essential oil, it can travel in through the olfactory bulb, which is our emotional brain. And these odors can kind of stimulate a trigger in a series of brain chemicals. So just when you inhale an essential oil, it actually does this dance through your neuroanatomy. So, for example, lavender triggers serotonin, which has a relaxing effect on our mind and our body. And this is where, in the olfactory bulb, is the only place in the body where the central nervous system is directly exposed and to the environment here. So our brain's designed to use aroma to help soothe and protect itself, which is kind of cool when you think about it. So when you're inhaling something, it's that direct link into the central nervous system. And it's also part of that limbic system. So it's what houses our memories, moods, and emotions, which is where sometimes when we smell something, we may be remembering a memory or an event. It could be a positive one, it could be a negative one. For an example, if you smell something that might trigger a memory of you with your grandmother. So we can use this as a tool to help us with stress, with our emotions, with our mood. Why do we want to use essential oils for that? Because prescription antidepressants, they often require additional medication due to cascading side effects. There could be things there. And I do want to say that there's a time and place for a medication, that is a real thing. And some people have told me that, hey, going on an antidepressant or an anti-anxiety medication was a game changer for them, like changed the quality of their life. So there's a time and place for that. The oils can help with saving money and time. They're pennies per drop to use, and they deliver quick results. Again, going when we're breathing it in, going into and stimulating that central nervous system through our limbic system. And there's a lot of different ways that we can use essential oils to have on hand with that. Now, there's some interesting clinical research on a bunch of different oils, and we can kind of talk about some of the specifics too. But there was a research study done specifically on ylang ylang oil, which noticed a decrease in blood pressure, and the subjects reported being calmer and more relaxed than the control group. Lemon essential oil citrus can pose some anti-anxiety, antidepressant-like effects, as does clary sage when used aromatically. So just in the diffuser, just diffusing essential oils and inhaling can provide that support, which is pretty powerful. Roman chamomile has helped with improved focus and decreased hyperactivity in teenagers diagnosed with ADHD. Melissa oil reduces stress without slowing your activity level. And Melissa is also known as lemon balm essential oil. And this is one of our 10% off oils this month. It's kind of a powerhouse oil. We'll talk more about Melissa. Wild orange oil helps to reduce patient anxiety and increase positivity in dental offices. And peppermint helps with improved cognitive performance and mood. So, this is really fascinating, and we can use them for supporting our mood in different ways. So we often think of lavender. Lavender is kind of the gateway oil for a lot of us to help to ease sadness, soothe anxiousness, help with sleep. Frankincense is one of those oils that helps to promote relaxation and ease sadness and is very grounding. A lot of the tree oils are going to be very grounding for you. Wild orange helps with anxiousness, it eases sadness, it helps to boost energy. So the citrus oils really help with supporting mood and energy and kind of boosting you up. So as we transition into fall and winter, and maybe we're not outside as much and getting as enough sunlight, that we can inhale those citrus oils and they can actually help with mood. If you're like me and I don't like winter as much, I like to be outside. I like the sunshine. So when it gets dark and cold, that can affect us and how we're feeling. So use your citrus oils more as we do this transition right now. Peppermint helps with boosting energy. It helps to clear your mind. It's very invigorating. So I love to use both. a citrus and a mint oil kind of combination, like say peppermint and wild orange or peppermint and lemon. One of my favorite diffuser blends is Citrus Bliss, which smells like a vanilla creamsicle, and spearmint or supermint. That mint and citrus, it just works really, really well together. Bergamot helps to soothe anxiousness, helps with easing sadness, and it helps in letting go. So if you're someone that really struggles with holding on to things or not being able to let go of things, bergamot is a really beautiful oil to assist you in that. Ylang ylang helps to ease sadness and lower blood pressures. We talked about with some of that research, and also calms anxiousness. It's also an oil that helps with libido too. Vetiver eases nervous energy. It calms anger. It soothes anxiousness. It's a good one for sleep, and so is sandalwood. Very relaxing, promotes concentration, helps induce sleep. So again, those tree oils, those woodsy oils are really grounding. Rosemary can help relieve fatigue, helps to ease sadness, helps with poor concentration. So if you need a little bit of support with memory, rosemary is a really, really great one. You can diffuse it while you're working, have that on hand. And Roman chamomile helps with easing sadness, helps with calming anxiousness, and helps to promote relaxation. So there's some lifestyle changes that we can do as well that we use to help us. And we want to take a holistic approach with everything that we're doing here. So diet in and looking at our diet can be really helpful. Ideally, trying to increase more protein, more fiber, more fruits and vegetables, avoiding processed foods when we can. Inhaling grapefruit essential oil can really help to reduce appetite and cravings, or using something like our MetaPower essential oil, which is a blend specifically to help with this. Interestingly enough, I recently learned that grapefruit is really powerful for helping with hormonal support. So you can make a veggie capsule with a couple drops of grapefruit in it. You can actually fill the whole veggie capsule with grapefruit, which I think comes out to like 13, 14 drops. Or you can start adding grapefruit to your water, which tastes really amazing. And that could be a great thing to just help support your hormones, help with appetite, help with cravings. Diffusing peppermint is also a really great oil to help with diffusing and helping with sugar cravings when we have that. We want to look at gut health too, because our gut health also affects our mood, affects how we're feeling. So recent studies show that the health benefits of your gut flora, your gut microbiome, and that can improve mood and reduce anxiety. So there are essential oils that can help to support our digestive health and inhibit the growth of disease causing pathogens, to help so that we have more of that good gut bacteria to flourish. So things like digestin and peppermint and ginger, those can be really powerful ones for gut health. Digestin's kind of the one that I always go to, which is interesting. And it's funny how emotions are also linked into our body. So if you are getting ready to do a big presentation or you get really nervous, you may feel it in your gut, in your tummy. We talked about feeling those butterflies in your tummy or your gut. And you can use essential oils like digestins to support you both physically, but also emotionally with that. So we can use them together. Exercise is really powerful and can help with mood too. They recommend moderate exercise 3 times a week to reduce depression, and it can also help improve your sleep. Peppermint oil can help with energy, and it can also help with aerobic performance. There's some really interesting research about peppermint oil and taking it internally. So, a drop of peppermint on the tongue, or if you use a peppermint beadlet before you go and exercise, and how it can help with your grip strength, your vertical jump, long jump, your VO2 max, your to be oxygized, your oxidization there. So I love to put a drop of peppermint on my tongue before I go and lift. And I would say if you're not an exerciser right now, start with walking. Start with just spending some time out in nature, getting some sunlight, some vitamin D. All of these things can help and impact our mood and our emotions and how we're feeling. And I would really want to encourage everybody to start weight training as well. That was such a game changer to my mental health. It was so powerful. And I didn't realize how much better I felt mentally until I started weightlifting with consistency over time. That is gonna be key, plus getting more muscle on your body. Muscle is the organ of longevity. So when we're looking for wanting to optimize our hormones, our metabolism, and just being more resilient, getting more muscle mass on our bodies is really important. So I'm a big advocate of weight training. Sleep is really important too because that affects our mood and our emotions. So, ideally, 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night can help to support your memory, your mood, your focus with this. And there's many different oils that can help with sleep. Lavender is kind of the one that we think about very often. Cedarwood is a really great oil to help to calm down what I call the monkey brain, the monkey chatter. So if you're somebody that struggles to fall asleep because when your head hits the pillow, you start going through all of your to-do list and thinking about the next day or all of the stuff. Some of you are nodding at me, yes. Like we're going through all the things and your brain's now on overdrive. Cedarwood is one of those to helps to calm that down a little bit. So you can put cedarwood over your wrists. Think about all the vascular areas of your body. You can put it here on the little crease of your elbow, on your forearm. You can even do behind the ears, over the chest. Cedarwood, I like for that monkey chatter, monkey brain. Sandalwood is also good. Sandalwood's a more valuable oil, a little more pricier oil. So we call cedarwood the poor man's sandalwood to have on hand. So if you don't have sandalwood, use your cedarwood. It can be a really, really great one. The other oil that I really like for sleep is Serenity. We also have the Serenity soft gels. So Serenity soft gels are what we take internally, and it has our pharmaceutical grade lavender oil in it. Now, the half-life of lavender is about 3 to 5 hours. So I recommend it for somebody who really struggles with sleep. Maybe take 1 or 2 Serenity soft gels at dinner time and then take 1 or 2 Serenity soft gels about an hour before bed so that we're kind of getting that slow drip of lavender throughout the day. You may need to play with it a little bit. On the bottle, 1 to 2 is recommended. I found for me the sweet spot was 3 to 4. Now, these are natural, they're non habit forming, you don't feel groggy, and they can help you with falling asleep or staying asleep. And we also have the Serenity Sleep Stick, which looks kind of like a giant chapstick, if you will, a giant deodorant. So you can roll that over your chest, behind the ears, bottoms of the feet, all great places for that. So that way we're getting internal support with the Serenity soft gels, where we're taking our pharmaceutical grade lavender internally. We're getting topical support with a sleep stick. The sleep stick also has valerian. So that's also another great thing to help us to calm our body and assist with sleep. And then we have the aromatic support of diffusing something like Serenity or putting a couple drops on your pillow before bed. So that's all really, really important. You can also do a nice warm bath, a little bit of Epsom salt, and add your essential oils to the salt before you put it in the bath. So maybe start with 1 cup of Epsom salt, do like 10 drops of oil, throw that in the tub. You can soak for 20 minutes and you can gradually increase that. I increase that to where I do like 6 cups of Epsom salt. Now, note you're getting magnesium absorption through the skin. So you want to go slow with that. When you've reached your magnesium limit, you actually get loose stool diarrhea. So if you get diarrhea, back off a little bit, but magnesium is going to be very calming as well to sore muscles, to the body, can be really relaxing. So sometimes just adding some essential oils to the diffuser or to warm bath can really help. Put them on the bottoms of your feet. These little things can make a big difference with this. And then we also want to talk about balancing our hormones because that can affect our moods and our emotions and stress. So things like geranium applied over the liver, we want to dilute it a little bit with a carrier oil. You can put it over the liver, which is on the right side of the body, kind of right under the rib cage, and it wraps around this way. And also over the kidneys. So the kidneys sit like little hats on top of your kidneys in that lower back area on each side. And that can really help to support progesterone. As we mentioned, you can also take grapefruit oil internally, make a veggie capsule with several drops of grapefruit. Geranium and frankincense help to support the endocrine system as well. So you could just use both your geranium and your frankincense. And then things like clary sage, basil, coriander, lavender, they provide a low dosage of phytoestrogens to help to support your hormones. My favorite easy button for hormonal support is Clary Calm. It's a roller. It has clary sage in it, and so you can roll it over your lower abdomen, and I would recommend doing that twice a day. So morning and night. I keep it actually by my toothbrush to remind me to use it with consistency. That's gonna be one that we don't wanna use during pregnancy because it has clary sage in it, but oils are doTERRA oils, because of their purity and potency, are very safe to use during pregnancy as long as we're diluting them appropriately with that. So little tips about some hormonal support, some lifestyle support. If you're brand new to essential oils, there's basically three ways that we use them. So we diffuse, like this diffuser right here. Diffusing is great to do throughout the day. I actually love to start my morning with filling up the diffusers. I actually like to fill them up the night before. So in the morning, I just go and I turn them all on. So it's part of my routine. It gets me going. We're diffusing throughout the day. This is really great for your work, for focus, for energy to kind of get you up and going. So uplifting oils, especially if you're low on energy. This can be a good time to support you. And then as we transition to evening and nighttime, maybe diffusing something that's more calming. I was on the sourcing trip to Oregon and there was some cool discussion. We got to hang out with some physicians and have a discussion about the oils and some of the science. And Shinrin Yoku, which is our forest bathing blend, was found, the research was showing that it helps a lot with supporting high blood pressure. And when we inhale it, it helps to lower cortisol levels, which is that stress hormone, helps with a lot of different physiological factors in the body, like our heart rate. So, forest bathing or Japanese forest bathing, the research was showing if you go out into nature for 2 hours and hike in the forest or in nature, we get those effects because we're around the plants, we're smelling all of these things, and it helps with blood pressure and cortisol spikes and heart rate and all of these things. But for most of us, we don't have the luxury that we can go out into nature and hike for 2 hours a day. But what they found was diffusing Shinrin Yoku at home indoors, people could get the same effects from that. But it has to be diffused for 8 hours. So he actually recommended to diffuse this at night and diffuse it with your Serenity so that you're getting 8 hours of support while you sleep. I had somebody tell me that they did this combination. It was Serenity, Shinrin Yoku, and eucalyptus at night, and it made such a difference in sleep and how they were feeling. So, this is something that you could just play with and try. We want to use these as tools, but I think we forget how powerful diffusing is, how powerful just simple aromatherapy is for our mood. So it's going to be your go-to for stress, mood, emotions, but also cleansing and purifying the air, helping with respiratory things, and just being a really nice swap to get rid of the candles, plugins, air fresheners, things like that, which is nice. So when we inhale, it's going to help to kind of clear our mind a little bit. You can even just inhale from the bottle. Carry around a bottle of essential oil in your pocket. And once an hour, when you feel stressed, you can just inhale. You could put a drop on your palms, rub it together, and then do a nice little palm inhale. So, nice little slow breath, and do that throughout the day. If you can make your exhale longer than your inhale. So, like we're inhaling, we make a really long, slow exhale. It's really great for calming down the central nervous system and allowing your body to feel safe. So, when you start to feel anxious, when you start to feel stressed out, one great thing that you can do that's really simple is just slow down. So, if you're doing the dishes, slow down while you're doing the dishes. If you're out for a walk and you're feeling stressed, slow down. Slow down your breathing, slow down your movements, slow down your steps. That lets your central nervous system know that, oh, we're okay. Because if we're in a rush and we're go, 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 do, 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 then the nervous system goes, oh, there must be a reason why we're really gotta go, gotta go. Maybe something's not right. Maybe we're not safe. Maybe we're running away from the tiger. So the more that we can slow down, and it sounds silly, but just simple breath, like coming back to the breath. So very powerful. Another thing that you can do is put your hands over your heart. This primally feels like it's like giving yourself a hug, is what it tells your brain. So do your little palm inhale with your oils and then put your hands over your heart and take a couple slow deep breaths there. You can also give yourself a hug this way. You can just kind of give some pressure, and you can even, I'm giving some pressure, kind of pushing down slowly and bringing down. This is another good thing that you can kind of do. So if you're feeling panicked, if you're feeling stressed out, these are all things that you can slowly start to do to calm down your central nervous system as we're working on those things. Topically, so we put the essential oils on topically. Typically, we want to dilute them. We dilute essential oils more for babies, kids, during pregnancy, elderly, anybody with sensitive skin. I like that doTERRA has a lot of touch rollers for us that are already pre-diluted with fractionated coconut oil. So anything that you see that says touch at the top is going to be pre-diluted with fractionated coconut oil. So safe to use on your kids, anybody in your family. We apply oils, especially for emotional support. Think about where you would put perfume. So behind the ears, over the heart, over the chest. You can do wrists. You can do a palm inhale just like we did with a bottle of oil. You can do that with a touch roller as well. Don't overcomplicate it. You can put it on any vascular area. So some people like the forearms, some people like behind the knees, some people like bottoms of the feet. You can't do it wrong. It's a choose your own adventure. So just get that oil on you and do some small, nice, slow inhales. Take some deep breaths there. Can be really powerful. We talked about the bath. So adding essential oils to the bath. Be careful. You don't want to use really hot oils in the bath or like energizing oils. Like peppermint can be really cooling for some people, but cinnamon, cassia, clove, oregano, wintergreen, lemongrass, those can feel really uncomfortable in the bath. So maybe avoid those. Maybe do more lavender, Roman chamomile, things like that. And you can also dilute with a little bit of fractionated coconut oil in your bath if you need to, but we want to avoid those hot oils. Massage can be a great way to also ease tension, help with circulation, help with stress. A massage on the feet allows the oils to absorb really quickly and enter the bloodstream. You can also do an AromaTouch technique massage on the hand. I'm a big fan of AromaTouch technique in general. So there is a virtual class that doTERRA has on how to do that. I think it's $97 online, but if you purchase the AromaTouch kit, which has all the oils and the fractionated coconut oil, the online class comes for free. And you can take that, you can get a certification. It's great. But this is a great tool that you can use on your friends, on your family. Ask your massage therapist if you can bring in oil, like Adaptive or Balance or Serenity or something calming. It's going to take your massage from good to great. It is amazing. I'm really lucky and blessed that my massage therapist loves doTERRA oils and always has doTERRA oils. I don't even have to bring them. Like she just has them and it's ready to go. And it's so lovely. And she puts a drop on a little tissue. So when I put my face down underneath, like I'm already getting the aromatherapy. She's got a diffuser going. She uses oils with the massage. It is wonderful. But that can be really powerful too. With kids, start slow, start with small amounts and dilute for them. Usually applying oils along the spine or bottoms of the feet are great. And kids are so intuitive with their oils. So I often like to let them pick. Plus, we have the kids kit. So my little nephew, even he's 6, and he loves his little kids kit. And he will come home from school and pick out his oils, which ones he likes to use and put them on. He knows that Tamer's for his tummy and he really likes the oils too. So it's very empowering to help children at a young age to start to incorporate the oils into their routine. That can be really, really powerful too. Let me know if you have any questions. You can type them in the chat. You can raise your hand over on Zoom. I wanted to share a couple of resources, a couple of my favorite books on emotions as well. And I wanted to talk a little bit about neuroplastic pain because chronic pain and emotional pain go hand in hand. And it's been kind of part of my journey of like healing from some of those things. But I wanted to open it up to you first. Do we have any questions so far? We've got friends on Zoom, friends on Instagram. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, Dee, feel free.
Okay, I was just wondering, what did you say that blend was? It was Shinrin Yoku, eucalyptus, and was it
Oh,
lavender?
so Dee is asking about the blend for diffusing at nighttime. Yeah, Shinrin Yoku, eucalyptus, and serenity, just equal parts of each. It's a really, really good one. It's a really, really good one. You can play with that, but I love it to help with sleep. Good question. Okay, I'm going to give you some resources because for every essential oil, there's a physical component, but there's also an emotional piece that goes along with it. So, this book, Essential Emotions, is really, really great. You can get it as a book, you can get it on Kindle. It also comes with the app. And the app is nice because I think it's $15. You pay for it once and then it updates annually every year for you. So each year when we get new oils that come out at convention, the app will update. What I like, I use both. I use the app and then I also use the book because the book has much longer descriptions than the app. The app's kind of Cliff Note version. The book gives you a little bit more if you're nerdy like me. I like both. I like to have resources on my phone. And then both the book and the app, you can look up, let's say that you're feeling a negative emotion and you want to move to a positive emotion. It can give you suggestions for that. Let's say you're having physical pain in the body. You can look up that body part that you're having physical pain, and it will talk to you about the emotional component of that and give some oils and suggestions for that. So I think that's really fascinating. And I have seen this happen over and over. It's actually kind of crazy. And there may be an oil that you don't like. I get this question a lot. Laura, I can't stand XYZ oil. Like, ooh, it's horrible. And I will look it up in the Essential Emotions book and I will send it to them what the book says, and they are blown away. And often they'll be in tears. They'll say, "Oh my gosh, that's the one thing that like really gets me that it's talking." It's kind of creepy how on point that is. So know if there's an essential oil that you really cannot stand the smell or you love it. You're going, "Oh my gosh, I want to take a bath in this. This is so amazing." It's probably bringing out an emotional component for you. So you can heavily dilute it. You can make your own roller bottle. You can get roller bottles from Amazon, or doTERRA has some. So you'll grab a little roller bottle and you'll want to put 1 or 2 drops of the oil that you can't stand and top the rest with carrier oil. We're going to heavily, heavily dilute it and then put it on the bottoms of your feet and put socks and shoes on so you don't have to smell it, and do that for a week. Then come back to it and smell it after a week. It's crazy how it will smell differently to you. There have been times in my life where I couldn't stand the smell of an oil, and then now I love it. Rose is that way for me. I didn't like rose essential oil initially. I didn't like geranium. I didn't like a lot of the floral oils, and now I love them. So that's kind of a funny thing. But I'm looking up here for body because it's just so interesting. Some of you know that I was summoned to jury duty earlier this week. And it's a PTSD kind of thing for me because several years ago I served on a murder trial for a week and it was really, really heavy. It was like a lot going on. So that was hard. And when I was chosen again to be a juror, I started getting migraines and I got this sty on my eye, which is doing much better with a little frankincense and tea tree oil diluted, thankfully. But the eye, when I looked up the emotional components of the eye, am I not accepting what I'm seeing? And I was like, "Ooh," because I wasn't. Like, I couldn't believe that I was picked for jury duty again. I couldn't believe that I would have to like go through all of this again and all of this stuff. And so it's really interesting. So when you have a physical issue going on, my challenge would be to use this book or the app and look it up and see if it resonates, and then take the time to actually journal about it or get it out. Either talk to somebody. I'm a big believer in counseling and therapy. I think everybody should go to therapy if they're able to. And it makes me sad that not everybody's able to. But if you can go to therapy, I feel like that's a really, really huge, powerful thing. The other book, I feel like the Essential Emotions book is kind of the Cliff Notes version. The Healing Questions Guide. This is by Wendy Jensen. And this is free on Kindle Unlimited if you have Kindle Unlimited. This is the big deep guns. So the eye stuff is going to tell you a little bit in the Essential Emotions book or app. This one is like really, really in depth. So if I look up eye stuff here as an example real quick, it it goes through eye problems, and it asks you questions to ask yourself. And then it even dives into right eye, left eye, and then there's like a little mantra. So I like that it gives you questions that you can journal, that you can sit with, that you can process, and then a little mantra. And the mantra for the eye is I now choose to see truth I have never seen before. I love seeing the real me and allowing others to see me as well. I see the world through the lens of love and compassion. So that's really, really beautiful. So a couple resources there. And a few more. There's Emotions Made Simple. This is kind of a cool book as well to dive a little bit deeper. It talks about all these different emotions, and then it talks about different essential oils as well and emotions. So you can really play with this. One more resource I like is Elements of Emotion. And this is by Desiree de Luna. It's another good one. So if you want to dive deeper into the emotional piece, I think it's really powerful. I came to the world of essential oils for physical pain and chronic pain, but the emotional piece has been the most profound thing for me because it's all related. Did you know that there's a research article about how taking Tylenol helped people with a broken heart? I found that fascinating because we wouldn't think that an analgesic would help with emotional pain, but it does. So in the brain, the physical pain and the emotional pain, they kind of run similar in similar tracks in the brain with this. And I cannot stop talking about this book. I really feel like everybody needs to read this book, The Way Out by Alan Gordon. But if you are somebody who struggles with pain, anxiety, depression, insomnia, I think it's really powerful for you to start learning about neuroplastic pain and TMS. TMS is tension myositis syndrome. You can Google it. Dr. John Sarno talks a lot about this, but there's a lot of things that can fall into TMS. Essentially, TMS is your brain made a little glitch, made a little mistake. So all physical pain actually comes from the brain, not our physical areas. And yes, there can be structural things that cause pain, like a tumor or cancer or an autoimmune issue or some type of infection or fracture. But if you've had pain that's been ongoing for a long, long time and doctors haven't been able to help you or get relief, and they've checked you for all these other things, for the structural things like you don't have cancer or an active infection or fracture, something like that, it can be powerful to look into TMS. And what we're noticing is things like rejection, like emotionally feeling rejected, can feel like physical pain, and they run very closely. So as we start working on chronic pain, and it's like physical therapy for the brain. It's like you've been treating that physical ailment for so long and not getting better. And as you start to tell your brain, nope, actually, we're safe. Like there's nothing physically wrong with us, there's nothing structurally wrong. We're safe, we're okay. And you kind of notice the pain, but you don't try to change it. And there's a lot of great tips in this book, as well as the app Curable. Curable is a really great app for this too. You start to notice that I have noticed on my chronic pain journey, from chronic hip pain with hip dysplasia and daily headaches and frequent migraines, that it started to soften as you're working on this. But what happened is, like, a lot of people feel this big, like, emotional stuff start to come up. So physical pain, when it becomes chronic, can actually mask underlying emotional pain. And it could be childhood adversity, things going on. I would tell you I have two loving parents who are still married. Like I wouldn't have said I had like big childhood traumas by any means, but I would challenge you to write down a list of some of the things that you went through as a child, and write down all the things that were like big things that happened for you. And then ask yourself, if there's a child that you know or love, maybe your own child, maybe a nephew or a niece or somebody, would you want to watch them go through everything that you went through and you couldn't intervene? All you could do is sit back and watch them go through that. And maybe that will help you to have some compassion for what you went through as a child, but working on emotions, and this is why therapy, journaling, they call it rage on a page. If there's a situation, you can say whatever you want on that paper. Nobody else has to see it. You can burn it, you can throw it away, you can do whatever you want, but physically getting emotions out, talking to somebody, journaling about it, punching a bag, doing whatever you need to do is very, very important because if we don't get emotions out, they can stay inside of us and they can surface as anxiety, depression, chronic pain, insomnia, a lot of different things here. So I really feel like learning about TMS and neuroplastic pain was kind of the missing link. And my personal trainer and my coach, Kirsten, she has an emotions class that she teaches people how to do this because there's kind of a personality type for TMS. We are usually perfectionists, people pleasers, high achievers. We work hard. We want people to think that we're good. We are a little bit more hypervigilant. We may be a little bit more sensitive to sounds, smells, light, bright lights, things like that, because our brain is wired a little bit differently. So while the pain is coming from the brain, I am in no way telling you your pain is not real. Your pain is 100% real. If we were to do a functional MRI of your brain, it would be lit up like a Christmas tree. It would look different than somebody who's not in chronic pain. But what I am saying is if you've tried and seen all the people, the physical therapists, the chiropractors, the doctors, you've tried all the things, acupuncture and this and that, you probably have done a laundry list of things and you're not seeing benefit, this is an area to look into. So read this book, check out the Curable app. It can be really helpful. This is such a hot topic. It's one that I'm really passionate about. There's so much that we could say about it. And I have about 3 minutes and 30 seconds left before Zoom is going to kick us off here from our party. But I did want to say, if you're brand new, if you don't have an account with essential oils, we would love to help and support you. And one of my favorite kits is actually, I kind of call it, it's like a spa kit, if you will, that's kind of fun, but it is the Aroma Essentials kit. And what is cool about this kit is that it has a diffuser, so you get the aromatic support, but it also has a lot of essential oils that we kind of gravitate to for emotional support too. So it's got cheer and citrus bloom and serenity, like we talked about, and adaptive and balance, and a lot of great ones to kind of help you. So that's kind of, if people don't know where to start and they want to kind of work on some emotional support, that's where I would start because you've got a diffuser and lots of oils that can help you with that. We are doing a program called Diamond Club. And so if it's been a long time since you've placed an order with doTERRA, send me a message, let me know. If you want to use oils for emotional support in your life, send me a message, let me know. In October, we have this cool special code. And so you can get a balance essential oil, which is really great for anxious feelings and grounding for free. You can get an adaptive touch oil roller that we were talking about and a little petal diffuser. She's so cute, for free and kind of have this on hand. So that's coming up in October. And we'd love, love, love to help support you. Let me know if you have any questions, if you need any support, shoot me a message. I'd love to talk more about this. This is a topic we do several things about, but we have a private Facebook group, Instagram group, and a Holosco hub that you can log into that has like a little virtual central library. So you can go deeper into some of these topics. Minute and a half left. Any questions that we want to take real quick? Questions, comments, concerns? So much to talk about, so many good things. I'll be going to convention. Convention is next week, and all the new products will be released. So follow me on the gram for a little sneak peek of all the stuff that's coming. I'm very excited to see what the new products are. It's always like Christmas. And they do give us a sneak peek of the holiday products, which will be released in November. So stay tuned for all of that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me and spending your Saturday with me. And hopefully you found something cool. If you learned a cool tip or you start something, tag me on Instagram. Let me know, say, hey, I'm diffusing this tonight because Lauren told me to do it, and let us know how it works for you. Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thanks for hanging with me. It means a lot that you give up your Saturday to come and hang with us. And we'll see you on the next one. It's been kind of fun to come together for the classes. So I'm so, so very grateful for you. Linda, I see you. Dee, I see you. Thanks, Sandra. Thanks, Annie. So good to see you all. Okay, well, enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.